My name is Caroline. I'm one of the co-founders of A Life of Education, and obviously I'm working from home, so you can see. And I'm so happy that Chris invited me to speak to you guys today. Basically, my story is I had a really severe rock climbing accident 4 years ago, and I was completely broken. So I shattered both of my feet, my pelvis and my spine just went poof, and I found myself in hospital for 2 and a bit months. I had 14 surgeries to have my feet, my pelvis, my spine, my pubic bone reattached, my whole body reconstructed. And it took me about a good 2 years to learn how to walk again. And they were some really, really hard 2 years. And one of the things that I wanted to impart with you guys is that life is always going to give you like punches. It's always going to be hard. There's always going to be moments in your life where like things are amazing, and then moments in your life when things are really, really tough. And one thing that I remember that used to go over and over in my mind when I was in hospital was this nursery rhyme that my mum used to sing to me. And some of you might know it from when you were little kids. It goes, I'm going on a bear hunt, we're going to catch a big one, I'm not scared, I'm not scared. And then there's a phrase that goes, we can't go over it, we can't go under it, we have to go through it. So one of the things that I remember is that no matter what happens in your life, you can't go over it, which means that you can't avoid it, you can't erase it, you can't get past it any other way. You can't hide, because if you hide, it's like a form of escape and it never goes away. So the only thing that you can do is to pick your socks up and go through it. And you go through it with like the lion heart that you are, and you battle it in. Like literally, you pick up your socks and you're like, and you go in. And that's kind of this thing that stayed with me the whole time. So no matter what you're going through, just remember that you can get through it. And at the end of the whole journey, you're gonna get to the light at the end of the tunnel. And I know that sounds really crazy to think that there's gonna be light at the end, but there always is. So after I had my accident, I learned how to walk again. And then last year I attempted a Guinness World Record. So I tried to be the first person and woman in the world to summit all the mountains in the Middle East. And aside from a few little political problems, I did most of them. And one thing that I've learned from climbing mountains is that most mountains, when they're really, really high, over 5,000 meters, it takes you several days to climb up the mountain. And those several days are really hard and arduous, and in your mind you're thinking all of this negative stuff, and I can't do this, and this is too hard, and all of this stuff. And on summit night, normally you leave at midnight and you climb and climb and climb, and you climb through darkness. Sometimes it's minus 10, 20 degrees Celsius, so it's freezing. It's pitch black, and there's sometimes 60-kilometer winds, and it's really tough and cold. And in here, you have to be really strong. But the beautiful thing is, when you get to the summit of the mountain and you see the sun rise and you see the arc of the earth and you see this beautiful celestial sun, and it's like seeing the light for the first time, that is getting to the end of the tunnel. That is the light at the end of the tunnel. And let me tell you, when you get to that light, it's amazing. So I want to leave you with one thing. All of the struggles that you go through, know that there is a mountaintop at the end, that there is the light at the end of the tunnel. And when you get there, it's going to be absolute bliss. So pull your socks up, keep going, don't avoid it, and just battle on through. Cool?